Hello and welcome to today's the second half of my January 16th reviews. I'm covering the LEC and LCS in this video. These are the LEC games from week 1, day 3. I'm going to recap each one, noting the key moments for you and saving you a lot of time. Luckily in this case there was only two games that were over 30 minutes long, which I'm lucky to say. The first game was between BDS and Misfits. Both come in at 1-1. Misfits would open up the game by taking the first Drake. The Drakes were definitely contested in this game. BDS would then gank top in response and also get a 2v2 kill in bot lane. At 8 minutes, Misfits would then win 2-1 for a Rift Herald, which then began to give them a gold lead because immediately the teams began to exchange kills at 10 minutes, including the bot lane of Misfits getting 2v2 kills. Misfits turned those 2v2 kills into an Infernal Drake. So at 12 minutes, it was all tied 5-5. At 13 minutes, it was a notable moment because Adam solo killed Harit. Sorry about that pause. Adam would take that solo kill, like I said, over Harit. At 17 minutes, BDS would take a Chemtech Drake. Syncroft had a double kill afterwards. BDS then would follow that up again, getting to another Chemtech Drake. However, this time Misfits were prepared and they responded. Vethio getting a triple kill. Vethio was my MVP in this game, and that's why, because that moment turned the game for Misfits. They turned that into a Baron. They had a 6.5k gold lead when they took the Baron, and then had double digits by the end. At 27 minutes, Misfits were up 12-8, and Vethio was 6-1-4. Misfits would then go to Soul Point themselves, taking the 5th Drake of the game. And then at 29 minutes, they won outright 3-0 to end the game. Vethio was the MVP, 15-9. All right, now hopefully that's over. My cat is very needy, and I don't want to hear her crap in the background. The second game was between XL and Vitality, both teams coming in 0-2. I bet not many people expected Vitality to come in at this rate, but they are. The star-studded team is struggling. They're definitely not going to be number 2 in my power rankings this week. XL starts the game off early with a 2v2 kill in bot, followed by taking a Chemtech Drake with that advantage. At 10 minutes, Alfari would solo kill Finn in the Wukong Jace matchup. Vitality then would once again go top again to ensure Alfari was ahead. Then take a Hextech Drake of their own. XL would respond by ganking bot lane and getting their bot lane ahead, which paid dividends as Patrick became the MVP when this was all said and done. XL would take the 3rd Drake, and eventually they go to Infernal Soul Point and the Infernal Soul. At 21 minutes, Patrick had a double kill when XL won a fight 3-1. So at 23 minutes to update, XL was up 7-4, 3k gold, and Patrick was 3-0-3 at the time. Vitality, although they had an early lead, an advantage with top lane, they could not keep up with Patrick in the bot lane. XL would then take the Baron at 32 minutes at 4k power play. Vitality would make a stand and stop them and allow themselves an opportunity to get a Elder Drake fight. However, because the inhibitor was open in top lane, I believe, or at least mid lane's inhibitor was open, it allowed the ability for Finn to backdoor on them, which caused a whole entire chaotic scene. Vitality, despite getting the Elder Drake, ended up losing because both Finn and Nuke Duck had double kills. The final score of that game was 13-8. And Vitality's 0-3. I can't believe it. I'm sure you can't believe it either. Sorry. Excuse me. The third game of the day was between Rogue and Astralis. Two separate ends of the spectrum. White Knight started the game off for Astralis, getting a kill in top lane by outmaneuvering Rogue's dive attempt. It was 1-1, but he was able to make it even on a dive. Astralis would then also increase their lead by taking Rift Herald by killing Melring when he was taking it. Rogue would then say screw this and go to Chemtech Drake and take that and then gank bot with the second Rift Herald of the game. By doing that, they got a 2.5k gold lead. Astralis took the Ocean Drake afterwards, and Astralis would go top lane to try and get White Knight ahead even more. at 18 minutes, Rogue were up 2-0 in mid with Larson getting a double kill. This is where the game actually started really going in Rogue's favor. Larson became online. At 20 minutes, Rogue were up only 4-3, but also 4.5k gold. Then they took the Cloud Drake. And then at 21 minutes, Rogue went 4-1 in a fight in mid. Larson with another double kill, a second double kill of the game, which led to a Baron, to a 10k power play, and that's game. Rogue ends up winning. The final fight, Comp and Mailring have a two double kill to end it. They won 15-7. Larson is my MVP, like I said, with 2 double kills in the 2 main fights that turned the game. So Rogue's 3-0, which I'm happy about. If there's a team I like in the LEC, it is Rogue, despite them allowing Inspired to go. Despite them allowing Inspired to go this offseason. Game 4 between SK and Fnatic. This game was close like the other ones. Fnatic got a level 1 cheese by killing Gen X. Not Gen X. I think Sertus. Sertus maybe SK's mid laner. The new players, the rookies. Both teams would then exchange kills in top lane. They were spending a lot of time in top lane. Eventually they began to go to bot, but in the early to mid game it was all top lane. Fnatic were up 4-2 at 10 minutes, 1.5k gold lead. SK decided to start taking Drakes. They would take a couple in this game. They took the Infernal, and then they began to find pickoff plays, which actually put them ahead at the mid-game. At 20 minutes, they were up 5-4, and Fnatic had a 3k gold lead. So if you watch my LPL videos, this has happened a few times where teams are getting more kills, but they're behind in gold because they aren't able to outplay their opponent. In the case of Fnatic's players are simply better than SK, so they're out farming, they're out maneuvering, they're taking jungle camps when SK may not have the vision down and things of that nature, and in doing so, they are behind despite being ahead in kills. And Fnatic had time to take a Cloud. Cloud Drake, so it's 1-1. SK takes the mountain, and at 25 minutes, the most significant moment, Fnatic took the Baron in a 3-1 fight, Humanoid with a double kill, which turned their gold lead to 8k gold. So, and Fnatic then took a mountain. So Fnatic ends up at tying up Drake's 2-2. They get a big gold lead. And then the final fight ended up being 4-0 at 32 minutes to end it. Hylissang was my MVP. There weren't any notable moments of players doing something extremely special outside of maybe Humanoid's double kill. Outside of that, Hylissang was landing hooks left and right and setting up the team, which he did also yesterday. He is, probably the best support in Europe right now that Mickey X is out. The last game of the day was the best one on paper, Mad Lions versus G2. Mad Lions would gank mid for first blood at 8 minutes to get ahead. G2 responded by taking a Cloud Drake. At 13 minutes, G2 would then make an attempt to try and cause trouble in bot lane. Despite this, and trying to go all over the place and create advantages, Mad Lions still ended up 2k gold at 14 minutes, which turned into an Infernal Drake, and then also turned into a Hextech Drake not long after that. Mad were up 2-0 in bot. Unforgiven had a double kill at 18 minutes. He was my MVP in this game. The rookie is looking good. Multiple times in this game, he had double kills. At 22 minutes, Mad would take the Baron. They were just cruising. They were cruising. And at 23 minutes, G2 said, okay, G2, similar to Vitality before, G2 said, hold up here. And they tied it up 1-1. They pushed Mad off and gave themselves one last opportunity. At 25 minutes, there's a fight in mid. Mad would end up getting multiple kills in that fight, and Unforgiven had a double kill on Jinx. His Jinx was really moving, and he ended up winning the game. Mad Lions and G2 are now tied 2-1 behind Rogue in the standings, tied with Misfits. And Fnatic, there's, I guess that isn't as great as I thought. Nevertheless, these are my LEC breakdowns, and please stay tuned for my LCS ones when I change boards. Hello and welcome to the final part of my January 16th review. I will be reviewing the LCS lock-in Day 3 games. we started out with the 100 Thieves versus FlyQuest. 100 Thieves came out flat. They swapped Tenacity for Someday. It wasn't Tenacity's fault that they lost this game, but they lost. 100 Thieves would take the first two Drakes as they've slow played this game big time. First blood didn't happen until 15 minutes, where FlyQuest ended up finding a kill. At 12 minutes, Tenacity would have his first double kill of the game. Fly would respond across the rift by taking an Infernal. By 20 minutes, it was 2-2, and actually at 20 minutes there was a 2-2 fight where Tenacity and Johnson both had double kills. At the time, Fly had a slight gold lead. 22 minutes, Fly would win a fight 3-0 to take the Baron, and at the same time, Closer would find an opportunity to solo kill to Cooley. So after this Baron at 24 minutes, Fly would then win a team fight 4-2. Kumo with a double kill. Fly would then take an Infernal Drake. So at 25 minutes, Fly was up 8-5, had a 4K gold lead, and actually Johnson was 4-2-3, leading the team. He had little kills here and there in the early game. By 26 minutes, Kumo would then solo kill Tenacity. Fly would use that to take the to get to Soul Point and roll from there. Fly would take a second Baron and then end the game with a 3-0 fight. Johnson was the MVP of this game. He was the one with 4 kills when the team only had 8. It was a very short game in terms of things that happened. 12-7 in the first 15 minutes there was no kills, so they lacked some pizzazz in the early game, and Fly didn't disappoint in the last game either when it came to playing that way. They were 2-0 on the day, though. TL and CLG came into this game both 1-1 from the first 2 days. CLG would gank immediately. TL would respond in kind, ganking mid as well. The CLG bot lane did come out with a 2v2 kill once again. In a game, Poom and Luger and Poom, came out on top of the kill. They're showing that they might be able to carry this team to some wins. Might surprise some people. It's already surprising me. CLG would use that power in bot lane to take an Infernal. However, the game flipped on its head at 14 minutes when TL got an ace, in which case Hansama got a double kill. They turned it into a mountain, and now at 15 minutes they had a 3.5k gold lead. At 16 minutes, Bwipo would outplay a dive that when CLG were trying to come back to be able to go 1-1. While they were screwing around with Bwipo, Santorin took a Ocean Drake. And then at 23 minutes, Bwipo would have a triple kill as CLG started dancing around the Baron with TL. A couple minutes later, TL would eventually take the Baron after a fight where Hansama had a double kill. CLG at that time would then go take the Ocean, so they didn't have a situation where TL were at Soul Point. However, the game was pretty much over by this point. 28 minutes, TL had a 10k gold lead when the Baron was up. Bjergsen would have a triple kill in the final fight at 30 minutes for TL to win, 18-4. Clearly a blowout. Bwipo did have that triple kill that I felt really solidified the game and kept CLG from having any chance of coming back at 23 minutes. The third game of the day was the best game on paper between TSM and C9. Unfortunately, TSM are using an academy roster, and C9 pretty much is as well. However, C9's players that have experience were the key contributors, hence Sven being the MVP, and Fudge played a big role in this game as well. C9 would gank bot immediately and then use that power to take the first Drake. So at 10 minutes, C9 were already up 1k gold, and all of that was in bot lane. C9 would then take the Chemtech Drake. Darshan would outplay a 3v1 at 16 minutes. That's worth watching. His Gragas, he outplayed a 3v1 dive by TSM. C9 would go to Soul Point before 20 minutes. At 21 minutes, C9 won a fight 3-1. Sven had a double kill. This game was very straightforward, just one after another. C9 just took things. C9 had a soul at 25 minutes, just killing one member of TSM to get it. At 26 minutes, C9 would take the Baron, in which case Fudge would have a triple kill afterwards on Victor. And then 2 minutes later, they would end with a 3-1 win on their way to breaking the Nexus. Obviously, the final score is 14-3. This wasn't a close game by no means, just like the game before it, but even shorter and more straightforward. I mean, there were no moments in this game where actually TSM had anything. There was nothing, where at least CLG took a Drake in their game. I mean, these guys didn't do nothing. So, I mean, but it's an academy roster. What are you going to do? The next game was between EG and IMT. This was an even matched game on paper as well, and it was the closest game, I mean, one of the closer games of the day. Level 1, the team split kills 1-1 as Evil Geniuses and Immortals, met at the buff. EG would then make a play afterwards at 6 minutes to turn that into a mountain, and then also turn that into a play where they won 3-1 in Bot River. So EG were making things happen in the early game on the bottom side of the rift by trying to make a play, take the Drake, and then later on get some kills. The teams would then continue to focus bot lane as both of them went down there a couple of times, Immortals as well, trying to figure out how to come back and get Wild Turtle maybe online. At 15 minutes though, EG were already up 5.5k gold. Inspired was 3-0-3 on Lee Sin, and they were 7-3 ahead in kills. EG would take the Chemtech Drake and eventually in this game take the Cloud Soul. EG would take the Rift Herald. There was a 1-1 fight in top where Immortals seemed to maybe be able to be able to kind of stop the bleeding, but in the end it didn't matter because EG already had a 10k lead by 23 minutes, 3 minutes later. EG were just killing them. Like, the score was closer than what it was. A 10k gold lead by the point that they had it was pretty crazy. 28 minutes, Wild Turtle and Jojo Bune would split double kills as they tied 2-2 in a team fight. At 29 minutes, EG would end up taking a Baron, and then using that Baron to end at 31 minutes, Impact had a triple kill in the final fight. The only time Impact really had an impact on the game. But EG, that was straightforward. Despite the score, it was pretty straightforward, just like the game ahead of it. Once they started getting going, after getting the bot lane ahead, it was over. Inspired played a very big role in this game, hence the MVP. He's the one that got them ahead. The last game between Golden Guardians and FlyQuest. FlyQuest goes 2-0 on the day, despite playing the slowest games ever outside of Fred, Brion, and HLE. If you didn't see that game early in the morning, don't watch that series. Watch my video. You'll save yourself about an hour, 2 hours of complete and utter just awful. This game started at this game got online at 8 minutes when Ryoma solo killed Takuli. FlyQuest would then take the first Drake, and at 15 minutes, Fly were up 1-0. GG were up 1-0. Fly was up 1k gold. If that doesn't remind you anything of the other game, where Fly finally did something at 15 minutes, I don't know what will. Fly went top to try and get Kumo ahead. That didn't make a difference, though, because Tony Top, after Fly addressed the situation, Tony Top would get a kill of his own on Kumo. GG would then take the Mountain Drake. But nevertheless, Fly was up 4-3 at 20 minutes with a 3.5k gold lead. 24 minutes, Golden Guardians would then take the Drake of their own, Cloud Drake, 2-0. They would eventually get to Soul Point. At 25 minutes, Fly took the Baron as part of Johnson's double kill. Johnson is the MVP of this game as well because of that double kill. He got the team the Baron, which ended up winning them the game and solidifying the situation because at the time, he was 3-0-2, and there was a 5k gold lead for his team, so that was what ended up finishing it off. GG would get to Soul Point. Golden Guardians would get to Soul Point while this is happening, but they could not muster a comeback because at 30 minutes, Fly would win 3-0 in bot lane. Johnson with a double kill to end it. I mean, the final score was 9-5, which is a good indicator of just how close this game was on kills and deaths. I mean, gold, it definitely wasn't as close, but GG, we're finding ways to get kills. So, thank you for watching today's video of the LEC and LCS games. I will be back on Friday with more of these games because thank God, I mean, the LEC and LCS only play 3 days a week because this is a lot of games to cover on the weekend. Nevertheless, like and subscribe if you like this. My power rankings will be out this week for all 4 regions. My LPL one will be out hopefully tonight, if not tomorrow morning, bright and early. So, thank you for watching, and constructive criticism is good criticism.